If you want it, you can have it. All you gotta do is just reach out and grab it. If you want
it. All right, how's everybody?
You can have it.
Listen to the words of this song now.
Is just reach right out and grab it. Step out up. Step into your power. Step out up. Step into your power, child. Step out up. Step into your power.
Who feels like stepping into your power?
Step into your power, child.
Who has stepped into their power? With Purium, right?
Now listen to me. All you need, you already own. It was given.
Welcome, everybody. We are so happy that you are here. Welcome to Renew 2025. Who is feeling excited?
I know I am.
I am too. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but you know, first few moment jitters always happens, right? This is really more than a convention, right? This is your space. This is our space.
It's our family reunion.
Yes. To reset, to refocus, and really remember, now I don't want to start crying on the first 60 seconds, of why we started, right? Let's just take a second and think about that. Everybody just take a moment and remember why you started as a Purium brand partner.
It's going to be different for each of you. You know, everybody has a different motivation. Everybody has a different, what we call the why. But the why has to be strong enough, really strong, to get you here today. So give yourselves a round of applause. You know, Amy, there were so many reasons why people could have not come. So many reasons they could have said no. The economy, you know, all of those things. But look, you're here.
We have a room full of people. You made the choice to show up, and we are so glad you are here. So we have some questions to get you started. And so I want to tell everyone to grab your card here and raise your card and raise your hand and raise your card if this applies to you. I love it. It looks like an auction here.
So keep your cards down. Keep your cards down until we ask a question that you will raise your card if it applies to you.
Yes, because we want to get to know the room a little bit. So raise your card and scream if this is your first ever Purium convention.
What? Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is really awesome.
I have the chills. That's so great. Okay, raise your card and scream if you are a legacy brand partner, if you've been around a little bit and you have never missed a convention. You've been at every one. Raise your card. Woo!
Amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Awesome. Okay. Who has participated in the inspiration hunt? Who's gone around, made some videos? Who's posted? Woo! I love that because, you know, not everybody was able to make it. Not everybody was able to see the vision that it was worth their time to be here, to make that sacrifice, whatever it took to get you here. And so we want to show them. We want to create that echo effect. It's you that's doing that by posting and showing out there on social media.
I have a question. Who has paid a bill? Who has taken a trip? Who has done something, you know, made a down payment on a car? Who's used their Purium money to do something that's significant? Amazing.
Okay, whose health has been transformed? Yeah, awesome.
Keep rolling.
And I mean, who just, who absolutely loves it? Like who, literally, it touches your heart to know that you have the ability to help someone change their life. I know I sure do.
So, honestly, who has made a friend because you're part of Purium? I told this story to some people last night. I was in a grocery store, like in a country town, and it was at Lassen's up in Bakersfield. And this lady says, "Hey, you're that Purium guy." And I said, "Oh, are you a member?" She goes, "No, I've had like 6 friends ask me to be." I said, "Well, why haven't you?" She goes, I just haven't yet." She goes, "I think I will." She goes, "I'll tell you one thing, though. You should be really proud because every person I've ever met who's part of Purium is a really nice person."
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that.
But
Well,
she has bought the product. She's just not a brand partner.
well, she's going to be soon, right? Okay, so before we move into the next part of the program, we want to invite everybody in the room to do something together. It's something simple, but it's very powerful. And it's called a renewal breath. Has anyone ever heard of this concept before? A renewal breath. It's not just a deep breath, but it's actually a reset. It's a way to ground ourselves. It's a way to open our hearts, and it's a way to be present in this very moment. So, Dave, can you lead us through a couple of renewal breaths so we can really reset our intention here and ground ourselves?
That would be awesome. So it's pretty simple. You just breathe in as deep as you can, but not in a long time. And then we're going to let the breath out as slowly as you can. So are you ready? On 3, 1, 2, 3. Now on the second one, I want you to put in some releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you. So let's come in. Anybody want to do that one again? Okay, let's go. Let it go. And let's step into our power. And let's do it with Purium, let's do it with love.
Amazing. That's what this weekend is all about. It's returning to our purpose. It's returning to our power and recognizing our potential. Let that breath be your reminder. You are ready, you are here, and this is your time to renew. So let's give us some applause for that. Awesome.
There was a time where the phrase, like, "you're far more powerful than you realized" was popular. Remember that? Well, I just want to bring it back up again for all of you, because all of you are far more capable, far more powerful, far more able to influence people than you even realize. So let's get out.
So renew or renewal, it's a very powerful word. So take a moment, think about that. Like, what does renew mean to you? Like, why did we choose this as the name of our conference? Well,
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's because everything goes in cycles. I think we might. Are we on the right slide here?
Yeah. Well,
Because I know what It's renewal is a time for you to ask yourself, what are you capable of? What is inside of you? What potential is inside of you? And to change. Renewal is change. Renewal is transformation. So Purium, we're in the business of renewal.
And one of the best definitions that I found for renew or renewal is the opposite of burnout. Like, stop and think about that for just a second. Who's ever felt burnt out in life? Well, renewal is the opposite of burnout. And it's a phase, it's a time to reassess, to breathe new life into. It's a time for creativity, it's a time for exploration, it's a time for experimentation and innovation. And that's what we are going to inspire, that's what we hope to inspire this weekend.
Okay, well, here's my slide. Sustainability is what I love as a grower, as a farmer, as a person who is in the business of creating food. And if you're a sustainable farmer, you have to make sure that the soil actually gets better every year. You're not just happy to keep it growing food. Sustainability is doing inputs. Who knows that you do inputs to do sustainable farming? It's what you put back into the soil that makes it good. Well, the same thing is true, with a company. When you're a sustainable company, it's what you put back in that makes it better tomorrow. When you're a sustainable life form, when you're into, this biological improvement of your life, it's what you put in today that leads to a better tomorrow.
And of course, it's always been our purpose to constantly renew our energy, for Dave and I to show up as leaders, our effort, and our commitment to Purium, our commitment to you as our brand partners.
Absolutely. And, I always love the sunflower because, the sunflower is a symbol of renewal. It can actually plant it in soil where there's been radioactive contamination, and it could help renew that soil.
And our body also renews itself. And that's what we call transformation, right? Our body renewing itself. I mean, how many of you have experienced that? A lot, right? Renewal is making a conscious commitment to your body. Let's say that one more time. Renewal is making a conscious commitment to your body, mind, and future self to change your biological destiny.
It's not dipping your toe in the water, as they say. It's a conscious choice. Say it again now. It's a conscious choice to change your biological destiny. Now, I want you to learn a new term. Get biohacked by nature with Purium. Okay, get biohacked by nature with Purium. This weekend, we're going to renew the way that we frame the way that we see Purium. We're going to renew the way that we present ourselves as an anti-aging company. Everybody's aging, okay? We want to change the conversation people are having about biohacking to not be about machines, but to be about nutrition, to be about lifestyle, to be about those inputs. So we've actually created 4 new biohack packs, and I think you're gonna like them. And, it's going to help you get recharged, biohacked by nature.
And so we want to show you a little graphic here about average lifespan and what biohacking can really do.
So I don't know if you all remember or you recall what it was like when one of your close relatives aged. The end of their life was a sort of a decline, right? They get to a certain point and all of a sudden they're in this gray area. But what if you could take that second half of your life and make it just as good as the first half? What if you could extend your life? What if you could extend the quality of your life? What if it's not just this downhill run? So biohacking is about changing your biological destiny. I want to say that again. This is really important. Biohacking is about changing your biological destiny and not having, I know people that are, running, a couple of miles again, and then their body might decline and they might die, but they were so healthy right up to the end. And there were other people that it was like a 12 or 20 year decline, and their quality of life just went lower and lower and lower and lower and lower till it finally was gone. And that's not living. So again, I want to change the biohacking conversation where we're not just extending the quality of life, we're extending, not just expending the years in your life, we're extending the quality in your life as well. And there's no machine out there that I've seen that could do that.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a little look back at the evolution of Purium, because we've been doing exactly what we're talking about with this biological destiny. Maybe we're changing the words, but we've been doing this for years and years and years.
So again, the company started, I hate to say this, but like in Hollywood, sort of. Like I was working with a lot of people who had 10 days to get ready Might be a weigh-in for a fight. It might have been a walk across the stage at a reward show. It might have been getting ready for an audition. But this was called the 10-day celebrity transformation, because in 10 days, we could rock your world. Like in 10 days, if you did what I said to do in those 10 days, you could really, really see a massive difference. And so that's where we started. But then we realized that, the real celebrities are you guys. We went to a 40-day. We said, no, you need 30 days on our program to really feel it, right? And then you could start with a 10-day immersion and then do 30 days to continue. But then we realized even that wasn't enough. The science told us that if you really want to change your destiny, if you really want to change your habits, if you really want to change your life, that it takes a 90-day commitment to reset your cellular memory, to forget the stuff that you were eating and start to embrace the stuff that you are. So we had the courage, and I'm telling you, we had the courage to ask people to make a 90-day commitment, because that wasn't easy. It really wasn't. When you told somebody, it just takes 10 days, they were all in. But when you tell them you're making a 90-day commitment, now these people have to have a big why, and they have to have a big reason, but those are the people we're looking for anyway.
Exactly. And a big determination. So we believe so wholeheartedly in the power of these products, and we want people to experience them. And we knew the way to do that was through the 90-day. And some of our brand partners were like, 40-day doesn't work quite right with subscription. What were you guys thinking? So the 90-day works a lot better for that.
Absolutely. At 40 days doesn't fit cleanly in. So, your body is designed to renew itself. Your body was built to renew itself. And if you know about, the way that when you sleep, whatever is done, the way that your cells regenerate, your body's always working. Your body's always working for you. The problem is sometimes we're working against the body. The problem is sometimes the food that we're eating, what we're drinking, where we're living, the water. These things, they are working against our body. So let's take a look at exactly what biohacking is and what it is they think is working.
So when Dave brought up this biohacking conversation, I was thinking, wow, most of the influencers that I see out there on social media promoting biohacking, they're doing it with some sort of device. They're doing it with, they're intended to modify and impact your longevity, but I'm a little skeptical of some of these devices. So I'm like, Dave, are you sure we want to go into the biohacking space?
But the thing is that, if you're monitoring your blood glucose, it's probably going to tell you need a green drink. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to go hand in hand. I really do. So if you Google, and sometimes when you Google, it changes, from day to day. So we Googled and we found out that there's a description that comes out pretty often. It says that biohacking, go ahead.
Oh.
My eyes aren't that good. I'm going to ask her to help me out here.
Biohacking is a do-it-yourself approach to improve the way your body performs by making intentional changes to one's body, diet, and lifestyle. So it really has nothing to do with gadgets and things that you can put on your wrist or your phone or some other strange device. And it has to do with lifestyle. It includes a wide range of practices, from simple lifestyle modifications to more experimental techniques aimed at optimizing physical and mental well-being. Now that we know what biohacking is, we need to know, why do people do it and what motivates them?
But let's first break down these things. It said that biohacking is a do-it-yourself approach. Well, that sort of sounds like Purium, doesn't it? Like, no one could do it for you. And then it says that biohacking, requires a lifestyle change. But is a lifestyle change remembering to monitor your glucose? No, we know what lifestyle change really is. It's like eating differently. That's what lifestyle change really is, And so, it says that you have to change your habits. Well, we know that that's true as well. So for all these reasons, as to why people biohack, I think it's pretty clear that we've been doing nutritional biohacking, biohacking by nature, and for quite a long time. And so what's missing from the biohacking conversation with all of these people using all these gadget machines and electronic devices, what they really need more than anything, if they care about their biological age, what they really need more than anything is Purium.
Absolutely. And, at Purium, we're kind of like IKEA. Does everybody know IKEA? You walk through the store, you weave through the maze, you get super excited, and then you go pay for it, and then they give you a box, right? They give you a box that you have to take home, and you have to figure out how to put this thing together to make it look like what it looked like in the showroom. And so, but it's a pretty cool experience when you do that with someone else living in your household. Like, who's actually built a piece of IKEA furniture together with somebody, and you're so proud when you get those 100 pieces all screwed together.
But just like Purium, it's better to do it with somebody else.
Exactly. It's way more fun to do it with somebody else. So, we at Purium, we are a do-it-yourself company. We provide you with what you need, just like IKEA provides you with all those parts.
A box.
And some instructions, some guidance. They even have videos now of how to put this stuff together. You buy it from us, but you're going to have to do the work yourself.
A do-it-yourself company. There it is. There's the box. It doesn't say IKEA on it. It says Purium. We're a transformation company. That's what it says right on the front. Open this box and start transforming your life.
And who's done Transformation Now? Who uses Transformation Now? I love it. I love it. Transformation Now is amazing. This is how we do it. And no one starts a transformation without inspiration. So be that inspiration.
Absolutely. So, the thing that you have to understand is that we're a company that promises you that you're going to look and feel better. But the most important part of that promise is that you're going to look, feel, and perform better. Because if you're not performing better at the cellular level, if your circulation isn't better, if your elimination isn't better, if you don't have more oxygen through your cells, if you don't have toxins leaving through your liver and other places. But the bottom line is that unless your body's performing better, you're not going to look and feel better. So even though perform better is at the end of that promise, it's only because people like to know that they're going to look better, right? And they like to know that they're going to feel better. But again, the look and feel are just a result of the performing better. And who has experienced that in your life? Who looks in the mirror and says, "You're looking good"? Come on. Who's feeling better? Right? Right? And in the end, if you do anything, where's Ian? Who's performing better? All right. So this is what it's all about. And who doesn't? If you went up to somebody and you say, "Hey, do you want to do a 90-day transformation?" They're going to go, "Huh?" But if you say, "Do you want to look, feel, and perform better within 90 days?" They're going to go, yeah, I do. So it's all how we frame the conversation. So when we have a biohack pack, right? And we're going to talk about them in a minute, the 4 biohack packs. You're going to be able to tell somebody, this pack is to make you bam if you're an athlete. This pack is to make you this for your brain. This pack is to make you that for your skin. This pack is to make you that. We're going to tell people exactly what they're getting. And then you're going to be able to say you could biohack your body, get biohacked by Purium. And I think that's a powerful way to present this. We're going to change the conversation and speak to people in the language they understand.
Awesome. I love that.
We have a question for you guys, though.
Here's the question. How many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? Do you know the answer? Shout it out. Yes. Just one. The light bulb has to want to change.
So that's like transformation. Until you're ready, right? You have to want it. You have to want it, and there has to be a reason for what you want. Now, if I ask people who really wants to transform, they're like, a butterfly? You know? A rough cut diamond? I mean, who really wants to transform? So I want to just change that. And I'm not saying that transformation isn't awesome. It really is. And once you talk to people about what transformation is, they understand. But when you tell them you're going to biohack your body, so I think that people are going to attach to the why. We're going to help them find their why. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's what these biohack packs are all about. So you want to make a commitment to heal your body from the inside out. And that healing isn't for today necessarily. It's for a far off distance that you may not even see yet.
Exactly. And, there's such an integral connection between the brain and the gut. It is so strong. We all know here, and we're going to talk a lot more about that through the weekend. If your gut is compromised, you won't be able to actually optimize your health and your well-being. And we all know that we have the solution in our product, Biomedic. Who uses Biomedic on a regular basis?
Is that not like the ultimate nutritional biohack?
It is. We were biohacking before there was a word for biohacking.
Absolutely. Now, Amy?
What does renew mean to you? I want to call your attention. We have a board outside, and we would like you to fill that out with your answers. But if I can get a couple people just to shout it out in the room in 5 words or less. What does renew mean to you?
Raise your hand. Back there.
Love it. Way to restart our body. Optimal
Awesome.
life force. Tara. The best version of myself. I love it. Back in the back. Back. Energy. Amazing. Right here. Oh, I love it. No matter where you are in life, better is around the corner. It's coming. Christina. New life. Awesome. Right there. Be the change I wish to see in the world. I love it. Okay, one more. Right here. Natural freedom.
Financial freedom.
Financial freedom. Oh, I love it, Lucy. Okay, Carolina. A fresh start. Yes. Awesome. Okay, last one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Transforming the world by eating good and doing good. I love it. Thank you so much. And please take a moment at the breaks and go out and fill out the board for us. We love to read your comments. It gives us so much inspiration. And what also gives me inspiration, I hope it gives you inspiration, is this concept of future self. And I want you to all stop and take a moment and really visualize your future self 10 years down the road. Visualize yourself. And so maybe for some of us, that's 60 for me. Maybe for some of you, that's only 30 or 40.
20 years down the road, 30 years down the road, 40 years down the road.
What does that future self look like? Is that future self out there playing with your kids or your grandkids? Is it traveling the world with your partner? Is it being healthy and vibrant or not? And the decisions that we make today, everything that we reach our hand out and we put to our mouth, it's either invigorating that future self or it's taking away. It's making a deposit in that bank of health or well-being, or it's making a withdrawal. And so what I love so much about Purium is that every time you say yes to Purium, you are making a deposit in your bank to protect your future self.
And what if we spell self C-E-L-F?
Oh.
Because you're protecting your future selves as well.
I love it. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today. And we're going to do some recognition. We have started a new club here at Purium, and that is called the Lifetime Earners Club. Has anybody noticed a few months ago in your back office, you have your lifetime earnings? Who likes to go in and when you log into your back office, who likes to look at your lifetime earnings with Purium? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And so with this Lifetime Earners Club, we're going to highlight at 4 levels here. And, you know, we've talked about this before, but network marketing is the industry that creates the most women millionaires in the world. Let's give a round for network marketing and female millionaires.
Now, at Purium, we're also proud of the fact that that we. Am I supposed to be talking right now?
Did you leave your glasses in the back room?
What's that?
We're so proud of the leaders who've not only transformed lives, but have built lasting income over time. This is really significant. So today, here on Friday morning, we're going to celebrate those who have crossed the $100,000 and $250,000 thresholds in total lifetime earnings. That is really significant. These numbers represent consistency, commitment, and most of all, lives change. You don't make $100,000 or $250,000 without changing a heck of a lot of lives. Can I get a woohoo for that?
Now, how many people want to be the next names on this list? All right.
And on Saturday night at the big gala, we're going to recognize the $500,000 club and the $1 million plus club. And those people in all of these clubs, in all of these levels of the club, they're here. And they want everybody in this room to be in this club. And the energy is just popping here. They're willing to share with you. So see these people on stage and go up and say hello to them, give them a hug, and ask for their best tips so you can join in this club as well. So for right now, Debbie is going to help me introduce the $100,000 plus level. We're going to give a big congratulations. Oh,
Say one thing. So I just want to say one thing, that everybody's journey to the $100,000 club hasn't been the same. You know that some people have just been adding to their income $1,000, $2,000 a month to help out, to make ends meet, to make it work. And so maybe it took them 5 years, to get to that club. And that doesn't seem very impressive. But if you realize what they've done for their family, it's really impressive, right? Other people jumped in and they hit that number in a year or two. And that's really impressive too. But I want to let you know, we meet you where you are. We don't know what you need in your family household right now. But when you adapt to Purium, it will adapt to you. It will, feed to you what the energy that you put into it. So, that's what I wanted to say, is it doesn't matter how fast you got there. It mattered what impact it made in your life, in your family's life. So hope you didn't mind the interruption.
Oh, I love it. And so we're going to bring all of our $100,000 and $250,000 earners up on the stage. You can get a photo. Our photographer's right here. So let's say a huge congratulations to Julie Brar. Come on up. To Joey Kim. Come on up. To Tara Cone. Come on up. Tara and Alan. To Beth Lambert. Come on up, Beth. Everybody. To Crystal May. Come on up, Crystal. To Grace Murdoch. Come on up, Grace. Where are you, Grace? To Terry Rodriguez.
hug her.
To Carmela Velarde. Come on up, Carmela. To Ariel Welch. Come on up, Ariel. To Dominique Williams. Come on up, Dominique. To Sharon Winters. Come on up, Sharon. Woo! Now I'm going to give everybody a hug and we're going to take a photo.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Running and running. Come on, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get cool. While I get cool. Let's get cool. While I get cool. Let's get cool.
Okay, let's take a photo here, Dave. Dave's not cooperating. Dave's doing his own thing. Where's our photographer? Oh, move one step forward. Oh, we're gonna have to get a little closer.
Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get started, get started, get started. Let's get it started.
Awesome! Thank you everyone so much!
Let's get it
Woo!
started.
Awesome! Huge round of applause!
Get it started.
Okay, the next group we're going to recognize has pushed it up to the $250K. That is $250,000. Yeah, let's give a woohoo for that. Okay, let's give a huge congratulations to Barbero Keiko. Barbero, are you here this morning? Come on up.
Tonight's gonna be
Come on up, Naeva Flore. Come on up, Naeva.
that tonight's gonna be good.
Come on up, Ian and Nicole Hossein.
That tonight's gonna be
Come on up, Sandy Ramos.
It's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be
And come on up, Willow Shin. Come on up, Willow. Congratulations to our $250,000 earners.
that tonight's gonna be a good night.
I know it.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up. I got my money. Let's spin it up. Go out and smash it.
Okay, we're gonna get a photo here.
That sofa. Let's get on.
I know that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel stressed out, I wanna let it go. Let's go way out, spaced out, losing all control.
Fill up my cup. Mazel tov. Look at her dancing. Just take it off. Let's paint the town. We'll shut it down. Let's burn the roof.
Awesome!
Let's do
Thank
it.
you guys
Let's
so
do it.
much.
Let's do it. And do it. And do it. Let's live it up and do it. And do it. And do it. Do it.
What's
do
so
it. Let's do it.
exciting
Let's do it.
and inspiring about these two groups of people that were just recognized on stage is some of them have been with us, as Dave said, a really long time, and some of them just started last year, right? That's powerful. That's powerful. So let's give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause. And check your back office. Check that number. And just know that as that number grows, it really equates to lives changed. It really equates to lives changed. And so this next segment, I'm going to pass the clicker to you before I walk off the stage with it, is it's somebody that's been in my life over 30 years. He changed my life. I never thought I'd be standing on a stage like this in front of a group of people like this. And this is a person who really, everything he does, every breath he breathes is to help someone. And he thinks about problems and he comes up with solutions. And so I'm just so grateful that you found me so many years ago. You introduced this lifestyle to me. We met, and the countless number of lives that we've been able to change together is what keeps me getting up every single morning. And I just want you to all turn around and look at the back of the room, because it's not just Dave, it's not just me. Collectively, you change lives. One product, one person, one shipment at a time. I want you to look at that. I want you to breathe that in. I want you to believe that. And I want you to listen to what Dave has to say, a new way to frame what we do. So give it up to our co-founder and leader here at Purium, Dave Sandoval.
If you want it,
Thank you. Love you.
you can have it.
I might have
Oh,
to
you
stand closer so I can read these slides this time. I look funny up here with my readers on. I don't think I'm in charge of that. Mike, over here. Hold on. Oh, it says it's green. Oh, it's not on my face. Oh, here we go. I feel more comfortable. Okay. All right. There we go. Got a fish in my arm. Hold on. There we go. So, how's everybody feeling? You know, this whole thing that we're talking about, this renewal, it's sort of a daily thing for me. You know, I wake up every day and it's a new day. I don't wake up every day and it's Tuesday or it's Wednesday. Every day is a new day. You know, I don't know, maybe it's Monday. It doesn't really matter. And that's the way I want you to feel. Like, it's never, ever, whatever happened yesterday, you could leave that in the past, you know, and every day is a new chance for a new beginning. And so for those of you who are wondering whether you could renew, whatever it is, I promise you can. I have a lot of friends in here who have owned gyms or work out regularly. And sometimes you're sitting at home on the couch, you're going, I don't want to work out today. And then somehow you get yourself to the gym, or you get yourself to whatever, and 5 minutes into the workout, you're saying, oh, dang, I'm sure glad I did this. Who's experienced that? Right? It's the getting off the couch that's the hardest part, right? So our job at Purium is to get people off of the couch of their lives. Who could see that? They're wondering, should I do this? Should I do this? And there's a psychology to that we're going to get into in a little bit. But, how does this little thing work? Move along. There we go. So like we were saying earlier, when I first started wondering whether we belong in the biohacking conversation, I felt that maybe we don't, because everybody else was talking about these things, you know, these devices and these little things that alert you, and this happens, you put these devices on, and you got to sort of, your whole life seems to be dedicated to this. It's like, you know, if the people are really into it, they're like, I wouldn't want to do that, you know? And there we go. And so what we've decided to do is we decided that the real way to biohack, the way that people are really going to get a benefit out of their life and possibly extend their life and the quality of their life and, improve their health and all these things that biohacking purports to be about. But it's really coming at it from the wrong angle as far as I'm concerned. The only thing those things do is monitor how much better Purium makes your body. You know what I mean? So what most people want from biohacking is exactly what we offer, okay? And so if you look at, if you're gonna extend your life, you're gonna extend the quality of your life, if you want a better life, you have to look at what is taking it away. The disease you never get is the disease you never die from. And I'm going to say that again a little later in this presentation. But why do people die? Why do people no longer live? That's it. You're no longer living when you die. So heart disease, cancer. Now let's look at that. What causes heart disease? Typically overeating, honestly. Typically eating the wrong foods, honestly. The hydrogenated oils, right? Being overweight, having stress in your heart. That's what typically leads to heart disease. But what leads to cancer? Well, if the heart disease doesn't get you, the cancer will, because of that same food. The third leading cause of death, back to being related to food. And so it's sort of hard not to ask yourself, how is it that, this lifestyle isn't what's killing us? So if it's a lifestyle that's killing you, what's going to save you? If the lifestyle is killing you, what's going to save you? And what is Purium off? That's right. That's what we offer. So the leading causes of disease, again, the disease you don't get is the disease you don't die from. Okay? Now, originally, what they're calling biohacking now was called phytochemistry. Right? Phytochemistry. Who remembers back in those days? Well, the National Cancer Institute, one of those leading causes of death, did a study. And they showed that food prevented cancer better than any medicine, any drug, anything. And they were talking about it. And Inc. magazine, a pretty well-known magazine, called up the National Cancer Institute. And they said, well, if this is so powerful, if it could prevent cancer, then everybody's going to want to do it. Wrong. So who's leading the way? And so they interviewed 3 companies, and we were lucky enough to be one of them. And they said, these are the 3 leading companies in this new thing called phytochemistry. Well, the other 2 companies are long gone because they went about it the wrong way. And long gone and wrong. But we went about it the right way. Organic, whole foods, concentrates, pure food, organic food. And that's why we're still here. But the conversation changed, and then it was reframed as epigenetics when they found out that there were genes on top of genes that actually dictated how those genes were expressed. Like you have a car, it could go left, right, or straight, and the engine is the gene. But the left, right, or straight, the direction signal comes from these epigenes that sit on top of the genes and tell the genes what to do. Well, guess what tells the epigenes what to do? The food you eat. Crazy, right? So now we've got 2 pieces of really strong evidence, okay, that the food you eat dramatically impacts the quality of the life that you will live, including the expression of diseases, even in a family that has genetic predispositions. You could change the destiny of your genes. Now, the study they did of twins, and it's very interesting to read, identical twins that led different lifestyles and had dramatically different outcomes. It's sort of hard to deny. Epigenes are real. Now, like I said, prevention is the #1 medicine, right? Prevention is the number one medicine. The disease you never get is the one that never kills you. And so true biohacking has to start with food. True biohacking has to start with lifestyle. True biohacking is not about machines. It's not about monitors and devices. It's not about things you plug in. You've got to plug into the way you eat. Now, if you look at the commonly accepted description, like I said, of biohacking, I want you to notice some specific phrases, some specific words, and tell you how we fulfill that. I'm gonna have to look a little bit closer, but I think we talked about this a little bit already. Okay, it says that it is sort of do it yourself. No one else could do it for you. And that's the truth about almost everything in life, you know. Someone could clean your house maybe, but everything else you're gonna have to do yourself. When you talk about just who you are. So we have brought this into 4 different packs, and the packs have I don't know if you call it a basic and an ultimate, but we gave them a little bit different names. So the Brain Boost Biohack Pack. The Brain Boost Biohack Pack. Y'all cool with that name? All right. Well, the first thing, if your brain is going to be boosted, guess what? These signals that come from the lining of our gut that go to our brain, that create that conductivity, that connectiveness, are critical. If your brain isn't working, it's probably because its twin, the second brain, you know, we call the gut the second brain. So the second brain isn't communicating with the first brain. And that's gonna give you fogginess, tiredness. It's gonna make you feel disoriented. But it may just be a little bit, and it will build up over time so you don't notice. So one day you're a little bit disoriented, a little bit foggy, a little bit tired. And then the next day or the next week or the next month, you're a little bit more. And this keeps building until you just accept that as the way things are. Because it didn't happen overnight. One day it was this way and the next day it was that way. No, it's chronic and it's degenerative. So aging is a disease because it's chronic and it's degenerative and it leads to death. And you've heard me say this before. So first we have to restore the conductivity of our 2 brains, and Biomedic is gonna do that. Then it would be nice if we started to peel away, okay, some of the clutter that's around the pineal gland so that we could process information. You know that our brain is a really good engine, but the thing that processes information is the pineal gland. And so when we detoxify the pineal gland, our brain will be able to process information faster and better. And then, as you know, Revive-It-All, the formula for Revive-It-All was on the cover of Reader's Digest, said the aging of the brain has been discovered. No, the aging of the brain is basically no longer going to happen because of this product. The end to aging of the brain. Okay? And then Apothecary helps you sleep. And when you sleep, you also process information. Most of the healing that we do in the body is done while we sleep. And the pineal clear and the Apothecary work really good together, because the longer you're in deep sleep, the greater chance you're gonna have of detoxifying the pineal gland. So your deep sleep and the detoxifying the pineal gland, the connecting the brain to the gut again, this pack will have your body, your brain working better, and it will be undeniable. Now, who has taken the pineal gland and the Revive-It-All together? Is there anybody? How long did it take you to feel a result? Hours, the same day, that night? Like, seriously, that night, the first sleep you get, you're like going, wow. Like, you know, it's like Jumanji, you know. You like that one. So, you know, and that's the truth. So this Brain Boost Biohack Pack. Now, if you're into biohacking and you tried to do this yourself, there's no way you could put this together yourself. There's just no way. So even though biohacking is do it yourself, It's a partnership. We're gonna be the ones that get that box to you, just like IKEA. Now, the next one, okay, my apologies. This is the ultimate version of that same pack. And what we've done is we've added super xanthan and white American ginseng. Now, super xanthan, as you know, has that amazing ability to reduce inflammation. And the white American ginseng is just phenomenal for reducing cellular oxidative stress, for bringing more oxygen to the brain, and for just overall enhancing our mental and cerebral capabilities. So the ultimate brain boost pack, the 4 basic products, and then 2 additional products, which I believe make it an ultimate brain boost pack. And we like bringing that ultimate word in, like the ultimate lifestyle transformation. So I thought that was a really good thing. Now, collagen is really in big demand in a way because of aging. So one of the main things you want to do for the beauty side, if you want to fight aging, and this might be more of a women-related issue, but I take it myself, the Renew Hair, Skin, and Nails, the Apothecary, and the Darkberry, and then combine that with the super aminos. Now, what you're doing, the super aminos have been clinically proven, and they're in the physician's desk reference for increasing the elasticity of your skin. The elasticity of your skin is sort of like those pants that stretch, right? If you happen to, need those. And so the skin will stretch and contract. It will tightly contract around your tissue. And that is really important if you want your collagen to be firm. You want the layer that keeps it firm on the outside, okay? The super aminos are critical to that sort of, firm skin approach to collagen. Now, the Darkberry, as you know, was specifically designed with the exact proteins, okay, and specifically selected fruits that are, again, scientifically shown to impact our collagen, to keeping our collagen young, regenerate itself, renewing itself. So the Darkberry was specifically created for that. Now, the Apothecary, again, simply because that deep sleep is really critical to the health of your skin. That deep sleep, again, we've talked about it before. The plus in the collagen plus is that not only do we build up your collagen, we're making the skin around your collagen stronger as well. So Renew Hair, Skin, and Nails, the Apothecary, the Darkberry protein, and the super aminos, I think that this is a pack that is going to be pretty popular among people who are on the beauty side, The next pack is the ultimate pack, the 40X aloe vera. I don't know if you know, but our 40X aloe vera actually increases the rate that your subdermal cells become your epidermal cells. So your skin raises from the subdermis through the dermis to the epidermis, and the epi means the top part. And it typically takes about 36 days for that process to happen. And oftentimes the skin that reaches the top has already been damaged by sunlight, by whatever, soap you might use, by the chemicals in the water that you shower with. And sometimes by the time those cells 36 days later, they actually are already looking old. But did you know that our aloe vera 40X has been proven to reduce that time to little as 12 days? Almost 1/3 of the time that your dermal cells will be rising to the top. And that's really important. That's why your skin will be glowing. How many people, I just want to know, realistically, how many people have used the Aloe 40X? Because it's one of our least known products. Have you noticed that within about a week of taking it that your skin has started to glow? I know that I have, and I take it nightly. So if you want to come up no, I'm just joking. So we added the Aloe 40X, and of course, what else? The Power Shake. I mean, Power Shake is known. Everybody tells me I started drinking the Power Shake, and everybody started complimenting my skin. So here we have, it's an ultimate pack. It really is. It's not just the dermal, the subdermal, and the collagen. It's everything. It's everything between your bones and your skin that we're trying to support here. All right. Now, again, the leading cause of death in America is heart disease. And can't beat this, as you know, increases the strength, okay? Increases the strength of the heart in a couple of ways. But one of the ways is by increasing the amount of oxygen, increasing the blood flow, increasing, circulation, increasing oxygenation, and it increases the integrity, okay? Increases the integrity of our cell linings so that we can actually hold more oxygen, so that we have more of what our body needs being delivered to it. Now, that vascular integrity is critical, and it's one of the reasons, the lack of vascular integrity is the reason why people have stroke as well. So the ionic elements, it is 40% magnesium, and magnesium is one of the reasons, it is the way that our body deals, okay, with stress. It actually relieves stress at the muscular level, and magnesium is responsible for most of our parasympathetic muscle activity. That's our heart beating, okay? It's what helps it remain doing it the right way. So super stoked about the ionic elements. And again, Biomedic, it reduces the C-reactive protein massively in just 3 weeks. And of course, C-reactive protein is a biomarker for inflammation. Inflammation is one of the reasons for heart disease. Does this make sense to y'all? This is an amazing pack. And then when we boost up the pack to the ultimate pack, we add the super xanthan, inflammation, and the apothecary, inflammation. It's all about inflammation. You guys know that. So this is an amazing pack. And remember, you're going to notice that in most of these packs, there's 1 to 2 of the products that are already in the Core 4, already in the ULT. So it makes it pretty easy to up-level people. Okay, you're already doing the ULT, you're already doing the Core 4. Let's up-level, and we'll turn it into one of these packs. And the last one, as you know, I think we're pretty good at this, the Super Xanthan, the Athletic Performance Pack. We've had something similar. It's been a good seller. The Super Xanthan, obviously amazing for, endurance, but also for muscular stress and recovery. The Super Aminos for building muscle. The Super Life for maintaining healthy testosterone levels. And they can't beat this for all the reasons we said, but can't beat this is like a natural energy drink. Don't go and take a Red Bull or whatever those things are. Just have a Red Beet, okay? And that's what you really need. Not Red Bull, you need Red Beet. And so the can't beat this is a natural energy drink, but we've also added a little bit of yerba mate because we know that sometimes that's, desired before a workout. So can't beat this is amazing for all the right reasons. And then we have the ultimate athletic pack where we add the white American ginseng, like I said, reduces stress, increases energy, and the joint flex, because if you're working out hard, you're going to want a little bit of recovery help. And the joint flex, as you know, when I was at a head-on collision and they told me I wouldn't walk again, I used the joint flex. I didn't have any of the surgeries. I didn't take any of their medications. I used the joint flex and our other products, and I am standing here in front of you now. So I even walked up on the stage just to prove to them that I would do that again. So this is another way of reframing how we could help people really focus on their future self, because people need a why. We need to help them find their why, you guys. We need to help people find their why, because honestly, they may not even know they have a why. They might not until you start talking to them, to asking questions. So, my daughter, a lot of you might know her situation right now. She told me, she goes, it's so funny when I am dating, she goes, the men just talk all about themselves. They tell me all their accomplishments, what they did, what they did in high school, just everything about themselves, but they never say, so tell me about, asking questions about her. And she knows at the end of the night everything about him, but he knows almost nothing about her. And she just says that as a joke. But do you know that it's all about asking people about, don't tell them all about Purium. Ask them all about them. Then they're going to know that you care, and they're going to tell you why they need Purium. They're going to tell you, people like to tell you about their problems, don't they? Well, one of their problems is going to lead you to saying, that's why you need Purium. I mean, in a nice way, but honestly. So people ask people, what does your future look like? What do you want for yourself in 5 or 10 years? And when you ask people that question, they're going to be far from that. But do you really think you're going to get there the way you're living now? I mean, you don't say that, but that's the truth. So, your future self is this crazy thing. How many of you know about the 7-year cycles of our cells, 7-year cellular cycles? So the cells that can replace themselves, and I think it's about 80%, do replace themselves every 7 years. So that means your future self, 7 years from now, is going to be built from the food you ate when? 7 years, the last 7 years. Because that's the 7-year cycle that you're rolling through. So your cells today are going to be a result of what you ate in the last 7 years. So think about that. So who are you going to be? What is your future self going to look like? Your future, remember, CEL. Now, it started out just being about nutrition, okay? We understand that we need to adopt a new language. We cannot just tell people, it started out being about vitamins. Remember, like years ago, oh, are you taking vitamins? And then it was, are you taking vitamins and minerals? And then are you taking a multivitamin? And that was all obviously, but it was progressing, And then finally we got to the fact that, oh, it's food. It's superfood. It has to be organic superfood. It has to be pure organic superfood. And that's where we are now. It has to be pure organic superfood composed into, okay, that has been, mixed and composed and is right what you need. And that's what Purium's all about. But it started out just being about nutrition, okay? But check this out. Now we want people to make an investment in their future self. And when you ask people to make an investment in their future self, to practice epigenetics, to practice phytochemistry, to practice biohacking, then you could actually ask them, people would be more comfortable spending $200, $300, $400, even $500 a month on their future self. But are they really spending that much? Well, first of all, like I said, this is to meet people where they are. I had jumped ahead when I said that we've got to ask questions, right? So we have to meet people where they are. We're adopting a new language that people understand in today's, jargon. But it's still asking people to invest in their future self. So I want to ask you a question. If you went out into the ocean to a boat that's capsized and asked the people in the water, would you like to buy a life jacket? What would they say? Heck yes. But they didn't put a life jacket on before, right? And when we're talking about looking, feeling, and performing better, we're really telling people, we got to convince them that you're going into rough seas. It's called the future. It's called getting older. And you're going to want a life jacket. Okay, and some people, they're still going to refuse it. They're not going to want one. But if you could frame it in a way that makes them understand that they could invest in their future self, that's going to change everything. So you got to find your way. You got to find your language. You got to use your own personality. But somehow we need to reframe this to let people know by the time they're into their next 7-year cycle that it's a result of their last 7-year cycle. If they want to start investing in their 7-year future self, if they could see that far ahead, to invest in that 7-year future self, they will start feeling better today. They will. But it's really, the investment has to be a long-term investment, a long-term investment. And this isn't about 30 days. It's not about 10 days or 40 days or even 90 days, okay? It's a lot more than that. You got to invest in that future self. Now look at this person at the top playing tennis. Looks pretty thin and fit, but they're the same age as the person in the lower picture who's walking in a walker and maybe wish they, who knows what they're wishing, but they wish they didn't have that walker. I guarantee it. They may not be wishing they were playing tennis, but I bet they wish they didn't have that walker, okay? And so we're not talking about performing on a football field. We're talking about a heart that's still strong. We're talking about knees that can still walk. We're talking about a hip that hasn't been replaced, okay? How many people have had that happen to one of your relatives? Hip replacement, knee surgery, heart attack. I know I have. This is the investment that we make, and I'm really serious about that. So let's talk about how much that investment costs. Who has had resistance when you tell somebody, I want you to make a $300, $400 investment in your future self? Who's had resistance? Okay? But let's talk about it a different way. Let's say that you make that $400 investment in your future self, but all of a sudden, you stop going to restaurants once a week. You stop driving through fast food, which, why does fast food cost so much? I was wondering. How is it that, I know that when I was a kid and we went to fast food, it was because it was cheap. My parents were broke. But now, you go through fast food and it seems to be like really expensive, like $14 and stuff for a hamburger and fries or whatever. That's crazy. So let's talk about the money that you save by not going to restaurants, by not going through fast food, by not buying prepared food. And at the end of the month, you're like, whoa, I spent $400 on Purium, but I saved $200 to $300 on stuff I didn't do. We call that subtraction by addition. And then we talk about, oh my God, I didn't have any medications. I didn't miss any days at work. I didn't have to see the doctor. I have a higher quality of life, and the cost of that, being able to play tennis or whatever it might be that you want to do, go on a walk, take a vacation, when before you couldn't even think about that because it's just too much trouble with the way you feel. Well, that's priceless, okay? So we've got these 4-packs. We're going to start there. But I'm also thinking about a healthy hormone pack. I'm thinking about a seasonal allergy pack as the next possible too. But it's not time for the seasonal allergy, But if you guys have suggestions for packs, please let me know, okay? Please let us know. But these are the 4 that we feel good about. Now, I'm going to say each one, and you tell me which one you feel strongest about, and you could only pick one. So everybody look and see which one you feel strongest about. We're going to start with the Brain Boost Pack. All right. The Healthy Heart Pack. Athletic Performance. And those look, ooh, ooh. All right. And the Collagen Plus. All right. Honestly, I'm sort of the same, like the Healthy Heart and the Brain. I'm really excited about, because I think we could talk to people about those like right away. If like, it's easy to talk about Athletic Pack, you know what I mean? Hey, we got this Athletic Pack, but I really think that we're on the right track with these biohack packs. If you're feeling the same way, please let me know. Does anybody feel like these are going to be conversation starters where you didn't really have a place to start before? And what about continuation? Okay, you're done with your 90-day. What do I do next? Does anybody feel like this might help them there? I can't afford a 90-day. What else could I do? Right? So I think that these are ways to get you into the game. And I think the average price is about $180 to $250 for the packs. And then it goes up, maybe $100 after that. So I think they're more affordable necessarily. So you could get people who you might not have gotten before in a way that you might not have gotten their attention before. And I want to remind you that it's look, feel, and perform. And the perform is the most important. I've seen people in walkers. I've seen people struggling to walk upstairs. I've seen, those things, and it breaks my heart. It really does. Aging is a disease. And I don't know anybody. I was talking to some fellas, and he goes, oh, yeah, I just turned 40, and I realized that, I'm not going to live forever. And I said, well, that's good, because some people don't realize that till later. So you really have to start consciously acting in your own body's defense. You have to make a promise to your future self. You have to make a commitment to your future self. And when you ask people, why didn't you do it? It's because your why. You always say your why needs to be strong enough, And when your why is strong enough, when you start working out, people are going to say, hey, what have you been doing? You're looking good. And you're going to say, oh, I've been doing Purium. Has anybody here gotten a compliment after you started Purium? Right? Well, I think that these biohack packs are a really next step, and I want to remind you that the first biohack pack is right here in front of you. The ULT is the ultimate biohack pack. Really. I'm going to explain why. We've got the cherry in there for all the reasons: the deep sleep, the rejuvenation, the antioxidants. Do you know that has the antioxidant power of 5 servings of blueberries? We got the biomedic in there, and both the cherry and the biomedic help your body react to inflammation. We said it's all about inflammation. The green food helps your body react to inflammation. It's all about inflammation. You're going to alkalize your body with the green food. You're going to nourish your body with the green food, okay? And literally, this is the ultimate lifestyle transformation. It's also the ultimate biohack pack, because for all the reasons I explained. So thank you once again for, whoops, go back. I don't know how. There we go. So, so I want to thank everybody for being here today, and for, making that commitment to being here today. And I want to take some questions, if anybody does, about the biohack packs. If anybody's wondering, right here. Yes. I think we're talking about a spectrum pack. Yeah, so neurodiversity is, as you know, one of our passions, and we call it a superpower, and so probably 1 in 3 children born today are neurodiverse, which means that 1 in 6. Well, I think it's higher, and the neurodiversity doesn't always express itself as the same. In fact, it almost always expresses itself differently. There's, if you meet 2 autistic children, they're rarely going to be the same. They'll have certain tendencies, but they won't be the same. And so what Purium has done is we have a lot of products that we have recommended individually. And I think it's a really good suggestion that we put those packs together, because even though not autistic children are the same, what helps them almost always is. You know what I mean? And so if you'd like to see a neurodiversity pack, raise your hand. All right. Well, that is an amazing suggestion. Mm-hmm. I love that. And that gets the biomedic, it gets nutrients, and yeah. Amazing. Yeah, thank you. What's your name again? Nancy Oswald Jackson. Great suggestion. Thank you. Anyone else have something to share back there with the green, with the hand up? You. So what we're probably going to do is like have these, I'm not sure what the executive decision is, but my choice would be to have these sort of replace the ones so there's not confusion. But we're going to check out what the sales are on those packs and sort of find out how we should handle that. She said, we have some packs now that are very similar to these packs. And she was wondering if we're going to keep both or have these replace those. And I think that we're more than likely going to have these replace those. But if there's a profound reason why we shouldn't, then, we could keep them both. I also wanted to just mention, that this is about longevity. I personally have made it my passion to study longevity since long before it should have mattered to me. I met Jean Calment when she was 119. She lived to be 123. She has shown me what human life potential is. There was a French study that showed that men who died of natural causes between 75 and 80 still had half of their stem cells that had not been used and half of their, basically half of their stem cells and half of their, what was it? No, I'll think of it. But the bottom line is the things that dictate, you think, oh, well, they're old because they ran out of these things, like they no longer have, well, it's not true. That genetically, we're actually capable of living to be at least 120. Okay, at least 120. And so why is the average lifespan of a man in the United States 70? Why is the average lifespan of a woman 75? Well, no, part of it is because of infant mortality, but that's almost eliminated, okay? Most of it is because of disease. Most of it is because people die far too young of heart attacks, of cancer, and things like that. And so I wanted to take those leading causes and I wanted to change the conversation. I wanted to change, when you have an average and you take away that number that, I forget what they call it, mathematicians could tell me that number that's really low, and you get rid of it, then the average goes up quite a lot. Well, I want to start doing that for humanity, So I really believe that these biohack packs are addressing some of the main things that are happening to mankind today. And those things are avoidable. Those things are, defensible. And I really believe that these biohack packs are going to be easier to go out and talk about. And that's what I was thinking about. I thought, when we talk to people and we ask them, hey, who wants to transform? Well, most people, like I said, they don't really understand the word. And then they think to themselves, maybe, is there something wrong with me that I need to change? What do I need to transform? And so I want to explain to them that the transformation we're talking about is your future self. The transformation we talk about is your biological wellness. It's not that there's something wrong with you. This is biology at the point where we're working in this 7-year cycle. And if you could start to have conversations with people that don't seem like we're in judgment of who they are today, we're just telling them in reality who they might be in 7 years. This is easier for them to accept. It's easier for them to sort of get engaged in. Does that make any sense? All right. So any other suggestions for packs from out there? We got all the way in the back. Are you singers? There's 3 of you. Is this a trio? Talk a little louder for me. Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of things. She asked about the biomedic and what's the substitute if you can't take the biomedic. So I want to say two things first. Has anybody ever eaten gluten-free pasta? And you were okay with it, right? Well, there's less gluten in like one bite of gluten-free pasta than there is in a serving of biomedic. Does that make sense to y'all? Oh, the other way around. There's more gluten in a tablespoon of gluten-free pasta than there is in a serving of biomedic. But that having been said, we do have an alternative, and that is taking the aloe digest and the ionic elements. Okay? Did you hear me? There is not a single product substitute for biomedic. You're welcome. Oops, there I go again. Yeah, last question. I can't tell you that if they have celiac, they could take the biomedic because it says right on it, contains gluten. Right? So obviously I couldn't possibly tell you, ignore that. What I can tell you is what I already told you, which is that there's less gluten in a serving of biomedic than there is in, which says has gluten, than there is in pasta, which says it doesn't. Okay? Now, you can make up your own decision based upon that, but it does say contains gluten. Okay?
So let's give it up for Dave for being compliance-oriented.
All right, so I know that what we have next is some more recognitions of some amazing, no, I'm wrong again. Go ahead.
I'm here to help you, Dave, but you know what? Troy had his hand up in the back. He was waving, but he was right under the light and you couldn't see him.
Okay.
So I think Troy has a question or a comment.
Okay, please, Troy. And did you include the aqua vibrance in there? Awesome. I like that. That's a great suggestion. Great to see you, Troy.
Awesome. Okay, well, give it up for Dave, who learned something. Oh, I don't need this. Who learned something in this segment. Awesome.